Welcome to the channel. Here, we provide clear, actionable insights into the complex world of tax and accounting to help your business thrive.
If you're a business owner, you know the feeling, right? You've poured everything, your heart, your soul, countless hours, into building something that really matters. But have you planned for the one thing that's absolutely guaranteed to happen? Change. Today, we're going to unpack one of the most powerful tools out there for securing your business's future, the buy-sell agreement.
Okay, so let's just jump right in with the big one, the question that I know keeps a lot of entrepreneurs up at night. What actually happens to your life's work when you decide to retire? Or if you become disabled? Or, let's be real, when you pass away? Without a plan, the answer can be just chaos. Chaos for your partners, your employees, and especially your family.
So, to make this real, let's talk about Alex and Ben. Picture this. They've been 50-50 partners for 2 decades, and they've built an amazing company from the ground up. But Alex is getting close to retirement, and neither of their kids has any interest in taking over. So Alex has this huge question mark hanging over his head. How do I get the value of my half of the business out without sinking the ship that Ben still needs to sail? This is such a classic, common scenario.
Well, the solution to this whole dilemma is something I love to call the business prenup. Now, I know it sounds a little dramatic, but honestly, the analogy is spot on. It's a plan you make during the good times so you can navigate the difficult times smoothly.
So, what is this thing, really? At its core, a buy-sell agreement is a legally binding contract. It basically sets the rules of the game ahead of time. It clearly states how a co-owner's share of the business is going to be purchased by the other owners, or even the company itself, if a specific trigger event, like retirement, disability, or death, actually happens.
And right here, this is the key idea. You and your partners agree on the price, the terms, and the whole process for a buyout while you're all friends and on the same page. This is how you prevent those stressful, last-minute negotiations, potential lawsuits, and it protects relationships when emotions and money could otherwise just tear everything apart. It's all about planning for what you know is coming, eventually.
Okay, so signing an agreement is one thing. That's the easy part. But having the actual cash on hand to make it happen when the time comes, well, that's a whole other story. And this brings us to what is maybe the most critical piece of the entire puzzle, funding the agreement.
This is the million-dollar question, and sometimes it's literally a million-dollar question. I mean, if Alex's share is worth, say, $1 million, does Ben just have that lying around in a bank account? Probably not, right? So how in the world do you make sure the money is there when it's needed most without crippling the very business you're trying to save?
And the answer, for so many businesses, is surprisingly simple and just elegant. It's life insurance. This is the financial engine that makes the whole buy-sell agreement actually work. It's the mechanism that guarantees, and I mean guarantees, the funds will be available at the exact moment they're needed.
All right, let's walk through the play-by-play here because it's a really clean 5-step process. First, the owners or the company, they just pay relatively small insurance premiums over time. Simple enough. Second, a trigger event happens. Let's say Alex passes away unexpectedly. Third, and this is the magic part, the insurance policy pays out a lump sum and generally tax-free death benefit. Fourth, that cash is immediately used to buy Alex's shares from his family at the price you all already agreed on years ago. And finally, look at the result. Ben gets full control of the business, and Alex's family gets liquid cash instead of a business they have no idea how to run. It's a clean break, a perfect solution where everybody wins.
Okay, so we've got the what and the how. We know what a buy-sell is and how life insurance is the perfect way to fund it. Now let's get into the 2 main ways you can structure these agreements, because the best one for you, well, it really depends on your company's setup.
So you've basically got 2 main paths you can take. First up is the cross-purchase plan. Now with this one, the partners buy insurance policies on each other. So Ben owns a policy on Alex, and Alex owns one on Ben. When one of them passes away, the survivor gets the payout directly. This is awesome for some tax advantages and works really, really well when you just have 2 or 3 partners. On the other hand, you've got the entity purchase plan. In this setup, the company itself buys one policy on each owner. If a partner passes, the company gets the cash and then uses it to buy back the shares. This is just way simpler to manage if you've got, say, 4 or 5 or more partners.
We've talked a lot about the mechanics, the contracts, the funding, the different structures. But that's not the real story here. The real story is about what this whole thing prevents. It prevents the messy arguments, the fractured families, the businesses that get destroyed overnight. It's all about that peace of mind payoff.
So what is that real payoff? Why is it so worth it? Well, for starters, you get a guaranteed buyer for your share of the business at a fair price that you helped set.
Your business gets to keep going without a hitch, which protects your employees and your customers. Your family gets the financial value of your life's work in clean, simple cash and avoids those awful fights over a company they can't run anyway. And really, most of all, you create predictability in a future that is, by its very nature, completely uncertain. That alone is priceless.
Of course, look, it's not a silver bullet for every single situation. You've got to be realistic. You have to consider the ongoing cost of the insurance premiums. It is an expense. And setting a fair valuation for a buyout that might be decades away, that can be tricky. You have to plan for growth, or maybe even downturns. And, if the business's value is almost entirely tied to one person's unique talent or skill, this model might not be the right fit, because without them, well, there's not much left to sell.
But ultimately, a buy-sell agreement is about protecting your legacy. It's about having the tough, important conversation now to ensure the business you poured your life into continues to thrive and that your family is taken care of no matter what happens. So I'll just leave you with this one question. Is your business ready for its next chapter?